If you have a drawer full of old phone chargers, concert tickets from 2019, and a jacket you haven't worn since high school, your brain isn't holding on to objects. It's holding on to versions of yourself you're not ready to let go of. Because that old skateboard in your closet, you're not keeping it because you might use it. You're keeping it because throwing it away means admitting that version of you, the one who was going to learn tricks every weekend, is dead. And your brain is treating that like an actual loss. You'll be cleaning and find something you haven't touched in years, maybe a gift from someone you don't talk to anymore, and you just stand there holding it for like 45 seconds, completely frozen, having a full existential crisis over a broken pair of headphones. You're not deciding if you need them, you're deciding if you're allowed to stop being the person who bought them. Psychologists call this the endowment effect. Studies show the second you own something, your brain values it 2 to 3 times more than someone who doesn't own it. But it's not really about the object. That guitar gathering dust in the corner, it's not just a guitar. It's the creative, talented version of you who was going to play in coffee shops. Getting rid of it means admitting that future isn't coming, and that hurts more than the clutter. Here's the brutal part. Every object you keep is a contract with your past self. I was going to be the kind of person who does this. Those running shoes you bought 2 years ago and wore twice, they're not shoes. They're a $140 permission slip to tell people, I'm getting back into running. You've been getting back into running for 2 years. The shoes are still basically new. You know this because you've moved them only 4 times. Here's what nobody tells you. Keeping old objects is actually stopping you from becoming who you're meant to be next. Every time you look at that unused camera equipment, those abandoned craft supplies, those books you'll never read, you're living in a museum of who you used to be instead of making space for who you're becoming. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The people who have the hardest time letting go are usually the ones most afraid of change. Keeping the objects is easier than figuring out who you are now. And can we talk about how good it feels when you finally do throw something away? When you donate the old clothes, toss the broken stuff, delete the photos you've been holding on to. It's not just physical space you're creating. It's permission. Permission to admit that chapter is over. Permission to move forward without carrying evidence of every person you thought you'd be. That's not loss. That's freedom. So, if you keep old objects you don't use, here's what that means. You're not messy or broken. You're just deeply attached to the stories you told yourself about who you'd become. But here's the thing. Holding on to the evidence of old dreams doesn't make you closer to them. It just keeps you stuck between who you were and who you could be next. The kindest thing you can do is let the old versions go. What's the most ridiculous thing you've been holding on to for years? Like the thing where if someone asked why you still have it, you'd have no answer. Tell me in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. It is genuinely appreciated. And check out this next video. If you know someone who cancels plans last minute, click the video and I'll see you there.